thinking of heading to Germany and you've only got a couple of days to do it in? Well, this 5-day trip is going to give you everything that you could possibly want in an amazing road trip. So if you enjoy watching road trips from some random family, this is for you. It's got everything that we done inside 5 days crammed into one little road trip. Let's go. This was a great trip, so we got in pretty late on the first night. Special shout out to Ryanair for their impeccable timing.
That was a lot of travelling, and we have finally arrived, and all we want is sleep. But Lindsay's lost.
No, I'm not.
She's lost.
So after a lovely sleep in the Hilton Hotel, we woke up, had breakfast, walked along the front of this lovely little river. There's lovely houses to look at, and everywhere I walked I just wanted to take photographs and video. And then we made our way up into Heidelberg, the actual old town, where you can see the main castle, and it's a huge beast. This is my first daughter here, this is Belle. So she's along for to take all the money out of the bank account at the moment, and she's going to do a really good job of it. She's promised me that she'll leave me in a less position. She'll leave me dry. So I never quite learned how to master these little traffic signals. You either put your hand underneath them or on top of them or all over them, and eventually they'll open. The town itself is a little stunner. It's got so many little places like shops and cobbled streets and just loads of photographic moments that you can grab while your wife and your kids are spending all your money in all the shops. And I must say the quality of all the things that you can buy in the city is actually really second to none. It's really, really high quality. No doubt it's all made in China, but from the little styles off them and what you can buy and the places you can stop at, I actually really rate this place. And looming in the distance is the beautiful castle itself. So we went through the town, looked at all the different things you could buy, and figured out that we couldn't really afford much of it. Went to the little church, looked inside, beautiful little spot, but then decided that it was time to head up to the castle because there's not so much you can do other than just drink beer in the town. And you've got two choices to get to the castle. Either you walk up a whole lot of steps or you take the little railway train thing that they have, but we're happy enough to walk. So you've either got the option of steps or a really steep ramp, and the girls have chose the steps, which is actually pretty. It's all pretty.
Dad, because why? How many steps were this?
Something oddly surprising and satisfying about tiring your children out, making them sad and angry. Look at this, teenagers should be at the height of her fitness.
He's costing himself money. We'll be thirsty when I get to the top.
He's supposed to be doing a police obstacle course. So this big hunk of castle is called Heidelberg Castle. It's dramatic and it's perched above the Neckar River, which at nighttime, daytime, it is an absolute star. It's a hunk of a building, and everywhere you go there's just lovely things to look at. It was a pretty warm day the day that we went to visit. It's only a couple of euro to get in, and it's well worth the visit just to come and see the castle, spend a bit of time dandering around it. You can see all the different places that knights would have been running around, drinking wine, having fun, frolicking around, and it's definitely worth to go and see. Bring a bottle of water if you do. So this is Heidelberg Castle, and today we're here with the girls. We're walking around taking a little look at all of the ruins. So it's pretty much like a massive big structure. It was probably like the castle to be in back in the day, and it's been all ravaged by fires and destroyed and things like that, but it's beautiful. It's like a really strange little stone. So this place has been destroyed by lightning strikes and barking dogs. So this place was destroyed by lightning strikes, and it's such a shame actually, because usually whenever you look at somewhere like here you think someone's came, they've bombed it, they've destroyed it, somebody's ravaged it, or something specific has happened, but no, it was just lightning, just burned everything down. So this is what we're left with. So the true origins of this castle is that it was built in the 13th century, 1214 to be precise. And this Heidelberg Castle brings in over 1 million visitors every single year just because the place is so stunning. If you dander down here into probably the only preserved part of the castle, it was one of probably the highlights of the tour, because it has this big beast here, which is a wine cask, and look at the size of this thing. And if you thought that was big, It is big and it can hold quite a lot of wine, but the next thing here is the biggest wine cask in the world, and every castle should have one in my kind of humble opinion. It just looks amazing. Look at the size of this beast. So there's tours that come and obviously talk about wine and talk about everything that happens in this place, but you can walk up on top of it, admire just how much wine this thing could hold, and then walk down the other side of it. So it's worth coming in. This boy here apparently was the jester of the castle, drunk wine every day, and then one day drank a cup of water and died. If you believe that, you'll believe anything, but it's good for tourism. So then outside you can get absolutely amazing views over the Neckar, and that river is beautiful. It looks like you could swim in it, you could drink from it, but you probably can't because it would make you very sick. And then we wandered around the rest of the castle and admired, just like, look at the hunk of castle that fallen off this side. I don't know how it happened, what sound it made when it fell, but I'm sure it scared the life out of everybody whenever they did hear it. We stood around, had fun. And because we loved the place so much, we wandered around the rest of the gardens just to take in the actual scale and size of this place. It's absolutely huge. And if you look at the old map and the actual layout of the place, you can see just why it was an amazing castle and where it faced over the little city. So we went back down into the little city and looked at the Christmas shops. Germans love their Christmas shops. It must be just very, very lucrative for them for tourism. And then we went and had the most amazing beers. So we went into this little place here, which had a whole selection of beers.
What are they again, Bill?
Strong, normal,
Yeah.
wheat, seasonal, wheat, lager.
We're going to try them all.
Try
Give them a
the
bite.
lager first.
So we're going to give all these little beers a try
can you record us
and
if
see
you
how
can,
we'll
if
go. Addison's going to have some beer with us.
Try and get it. Zero.
So we headed back down into the town and walked along the little streets. There's little cobbled streets, riverside walks. You can hear the buzz of the whole town just because this place is a food person's heaven. And just because you're in Germany, you don't have to always eat German food. In this case, we went and had some Iranian food, which turned out to be absolutely delicious. Probably one of the best meals of the whole trip. And we wandered around the rest of the town just to take in all the ambience. So there's so much to do that it's worth coming and visiting twice. So it's exactly what we done. We came back that evening, and everybody queued up to touch this little brass monkey thing. So we just had to do the same thing as well. Apparently, it's good luck.
We're here in Heidelberg today. This is our last night in the city, and what a view! Look at that.
So I really suggest coming back here at any evening time to just soak in the ambience. We sat around on the bridge while locals sat and drank wine on the bridge, talking to their friends, people playing music. There was a saxophonist just doing their thing, and it was a lovely little vibe. So we ventured our way back down into the town itself, had another couple of drinks, and there's just something about having apple strudel at night time in this place. It's just so nice. They make everything so good. The wheat beer was cold, the strudel was warm, and it was a great night. So we made our trip then the next morning to a place called Hornberg Castle. So the thing about this castle is it's off the beaten track a bit, and it broke up the journey as well, because when we were travelling down we wanted somewhere that we could just stop off and stretch our legs. This little place here had all its own little wines, and it was super quiet. They had a little museum that kind of just showed like everything all inside one room, and when I say one room, it was one room. But it was really nice just to go there and spend the time without everybody all around you. It was just a nice little scenic spot. So this, I think, is Neckar Castle, and it looks pretty good. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, in the middle of Germany, and it's a nice warm day again today, and we're out and about. What do you think, Belle?
Gorgeous.
So it's gorgeous. We went to the massive museum. What size was the museum?
It was like the Louvre in France. It's huge.
Yeah, so the museum was literally like a bedroom, and it had a couple of pieces in it, but we're going to go and see the castle now, and the castle should be much bigger and nicer, so let's go and take a peek. So this is the archway into the castle, and it looks like there's a little turret and a restaurant, which I might want to frequent once we get into it. So we're going to take a wee dander up in through the castle itself now. So this here looks absolutely lovely. I would have liked to have lived here if it was me back in the day. There's our castle up above, and here's Belle. I'm trying to teach her at the moment how to walk properly, and she's teaching me back. And what is a good posture?
Yes, so this here's the way I used to walk before I met Belle, and now I walk like this. So shoulders back and thumbs out.
Guys, can you see his neck? Come here. He actually has a wee nib now. It sits.
That's the shelf. That's the working man's shelf.
No.
Right, so here's what we do to increase posture. Thumbs out, back up, and walk.
So this is actually Hornberg Castle, and it's shadowed by the Neckar Hills. It sits on top of a quiet little village where just time feels like it's standing still and stood still since they built the place.
Had to walk a whole way back down to the old woman to get access to the gate, and I've found a way in now. Wow. What did the woman say to you?
I wasn't listening. She said to you, kaput, kaput.
So climbed up to the top of the castle walls, took a little look around all the little turrets. Absolutely beautiful wee spots, definitely worth a visit. Glad that we actually made the trip here.
So what do you think of your 90th castle?
You're not looking at me. It's cold.
Recording Belle's phone for her here, so she can pretend to be some sort of princess.
Yes, well, exactly. I'm doing a TikTok with like there used to be a princess sitting here. So can you get me and then can you go by me and get your finger?
Okay, there you go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, you're right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's not even recording.
This is the downside
3,
of bringing
2,
your
1.
children away with you, is that they want all these little Instagram moments, and doing it in a castle in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Germany, is an absolute no-brainer. It's just lovely.
I don't think you would laugh at Belle.
But I like to know like the history, like who lived here and like.
Did Mum not know it?
So this castle was owned by Gotz von Berchelingen. I'm gonna not pretend to know how to pronounce that, but he was a one-armed knight, and he basically ruled this place with a very nasty way, and he had prisoners that were locked up down in these little cells, and apparently it was a bit of a nasty place to be back in the day, but we're talking like the 1500s here, so it's pretty impressive that this place is actually still standing. The thing I really love about this castle is that it's so intact. Like, it's stood the test of time over all the different wars, even over World War II. It's stood around, and over that time it would have been probably an air raid shelter, places where people stored stuff. And look at it now, it's a place that you can come, spend a bit of time and enjoy. Absolutely no castle is complete without having its very own little dungeon space, and this is a legit dungeon. Like, people actually would have stayed down in here, and there's a button on the wall that if you go over and you press it, it actually lights up the little dungeon space underneath. So I pressed it, and I swore I could hear a scream whenever I done it, and I'm pretty sure Belle heard the same scream as well when I done it. But underneath here, they've put a little skeleton in it, and it's a pretty cool spot. So this is the rest of the castle. I dandered around on my own while the girls took time to explore and probably take 100 different TikTok selfies. But whenever you look at the scale of this place, and that somebody actually lived here and you had knights running around, it always amazes me. I'm never not amazed when I look at a castle like this. And the beautiful thing about this is that so much of it is intact, and you can go the whole way right up to the top of this little tower as well. You can walk through all the rooms and just take in the scenery and look at all the stonework as well. There's just different things really caught my eye when I walked around in here. The quality of like all the masonry work, and makes me feel old whenever I talk about stuff like that, but genuinely it's impressive. Last little bonus was to walk up the tower, and it was actually higher than what I expected to be. So as you went up through all the different rooms, there was like maybe this big dining hall mess room with some of like the existing bits and pieces that had been there before, like these guys here. Look at that, amazing.
Don't know if they would have been like gravestones or something like that back in the day, or if they were like somebody's taking a leg of him. So this spot here is like super cool because it's got like, you've got your old fireplace, and this is all the places that probably all the knights and all would have come in and sat out and planned all their days. And now it's just a wee empty place, and it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. It's got this stuff on the wall here, and it's got like the big fireplace, and behind you there's a big wooden gate. It's amazing.
So the main tower of Hornberg Castle rises 30 metres. That's about 100 feet above the whole hill it's sitting on, and it makes it seem absolutely massive. That's a lot of steps.
I didn't think it went up as high as that.
So because the castle itself is perched on top of this slope over the Neckar River, the towers itself feel massive and even taller than they really are. It gives such a view across the valley. Historically, it was both a lookout and a last refuge during sieges, so
That's a lot of steps.
And a wee bit vertigo-y as well.
Yeah. Rickety.
That one's scarier than I found.
but just look at that for a view. Imagine sitting here with your bow and arrow all those years ago, looking out and seeing anything coming up the river, across the field. You would have seen it all, and you would have felt like an absolute boss. So fair play to whoever built this, took all the time to actually put all the rocks here, because it's a bit of work to even just do that.
So this tower was pretty cool actually, but the steps seem a wee bit questionable because that's the stuff that's on my decking back at home, and I know that it doesn't last that long. So that was a surprisingly good castle. I actually enjoyed that. It was off the beaten track, barely any tourists on it. In fact, there was like 2 tourists in the whole complex, and it's a massive castle. And felt that you got your money's worth as well. So this gets a massive thumbs up because, one, it's nice, it's out of the road, and it's very peaceful to walk around and just very enjoyable. Everything's very well kept and it's very pretty, very fairytale-esque. Like, check out even this.
So the road from Hornberg to Rothenburg winds through little vineyards and rolling hills, past villages that look lifted right out of a wee postcard. And 2 hours later, a lot of driving, the skyline of Rothenburg rises ahead, with our wee hotel just sitting perched on the outside of the city. Perfect.
Just to get here.
So this is Rothenburg, and this is the castle walls. What are we doing, Belle? We're going to see some crime museum?
Alright.
Yep.
My dear wife Lindsay absolutely adores crime and serial killers, and this place has got it all.
So we're down through the wee streets down inside this. It's a walled city, which is pretty. And we're going to go and find a crime museum.
And the first crime I spotted was this red car in the middle of the city, because it's such a beautiful little place just to have that thing just garish, typical American cars.
Butte. Yeah. So this is the criminal museum for this woman here that loves serial killers. There we go, standard issue child catching device.
So behind Rothenburg's cheerful little streets lies this place, a medieval crime museum, and inside it has racks of iron masks, spiked chairs, witch hunter tools, and stories of justice that makes just everybody seem a little more cheerful whenever you look at it. It's a chilling reminder of life in a fairy tale town that wasn't always sweet.
So I love these wee chastity belts. This here, look at that there, look at the spikes on that thing. And then they adorned it with a lovely little love heart, just to keep it nice and bedroom friendly. That one there, like that's a premium model. That's a Marks and Spencer's version, but still adorns the little spikes on the front. I like that it gives you like just enough room to squeeze it. It'd be like a Mr. Putty.
But the rest of the town itself is actually a little stunning place. It almost feels like they've made this place up, that it's not even real, because just look at it.
There's something up there.
His wee torture face.
So we'll walk through the rest of the city, just taking in all the sights and taking a load of images. And this place, it's hard to take a bad picture because it's just so pretty. But we wandered through the streets, looked at all the different fountains and little places you could stop for something to eat. But this place here really caught our eye, and for a good reason. It's probably one of the better Christmas shops I've ever been in my entire life. And the Germans, I think they just seem to do it better. The sound of this thing was crazy, but the detail in it was even crazier. Like the amount of money just even to build some of these little sets, and they're all bespoke, all different. And this place, you could spend a clean fortune. If your Christmas tree was adorned in this place, you're probably a bit of a millionaire, because there's probably about maybe £1 million worth of Christmas stuff in this place, maybe even more. It could be crazy.
You got a funny one.
I say one thing about Germany, and they do a good wheat beer, and I think I've drunk my absolute body weight in wheat beer while we were away. It's nice, it's refreshing, and whenever you're walking around little fairy tale places like this, you burn up a bit of a thirst. This is the Pinocchio house, and they built it, and then they made the story about Pinocchio about the house. How cool.
What is it? No, was that what's going to happen? Yep.
So just like back in Northern Ireland where you can walk the walls of Derry, you can walk the walls of Rothenburg as well, and you can walk along the top of them.
Bang my head because I wasn't paying attention.
So high above these little cobbled streets, the walls invite you to walk along them, where guards once would have kept watch. Stone towers, timbered walkways, endless views of rooftops and rolling hills turn into a wee stroll that time forgot. And each step is part lookout, part story, and it's a wee reminder that this fairy tale town was once actually built for defending itself and not just for little postcard moments. So back to the hotel, get something to eat, because this place is packing good food. Now sadly we decided that we wanted the romanticness of going into the town, and we ended up getting the tourist trap food, and honestly it was awful. This stuff here was actually something a wee bit better, that we ended up back in the hotel, and we got to try some nice whiskey and some nice wine, so I enjoyed that.
It's like a Vicks. It's nice.
We're leaving this place, but just before we go, I had a bit of a mistake last night. So I've had to leave these to let the girl know this is what this is. It's not from the food I've been eating.
So it was one last little trip through the streets in the morning looking for breakfast. We found a lovely little bakery, and the place is very, very sleepy and very quiet in the mornings just before all the tourists all arrive. So it's the best time to go in, grab some of those nice little pastries and have a little bit of time to yourself just to eat, chill out, and then we were heading back up on the road. But like, one last little moment of going and grabbing some last minute images of this place, because it's just too pretty just to leave, and I wouldn't let any of the guys buy any of the Christmas stuff. It was just way too expensive.
Behind it here is Pinocchio's house, which apparently is the real deal. Do you think it's real deal, Bill, or do you think they're like tourism them?
No, I actually do, right?
So it's the real deal Pinocchio house, where they built everything around the story, or the story was built around the house. But this is it. What do you think? But just before the big wave of tour buses coming into the city. So one thing I noticed is that if you're here super early, you'll get the place to yourself. But after about, I'd say 10 o'clock, this place is rammed with tour buses, people. So get here early or come here super late.
It's these things going along, which are like big, massive balls of chocolate, and I don't know who's going to eat that and actually feel okay and well after, because they're so thick. There must be like about 1,000 calories in those bad boys. So an hour from Rothenburg is Nuremberg, and it's a city of towers, bridges, and a beautiful river. I think it's called the Pegnitz, winding through the centre of it, and the medieval walls still circle the old town, where the castle just sits over the whole skyline. It feels bigger, louder, but no less steeped in history, where there's markets, there's little stone bridges, there's centuries of stories all along the water's edge. But of course we stopped off at a little pizza place for lunch just to kind of set the mood and get us ready to walk along the canals. But the canals didn't disappoint. They were beautiful. It was a bit more of a cloudier day, a wee bit back like Northern Ireland weather, but whenever we walked around the canals, like, it's hard not to stop and take pictures, because it's really, really pretty. And I kind of knew that in my heart, come back here in the evening, because it's going to be all lantern lights and a bit more bustle and hustle with all the different food spots that open up. So I kind of like marked out my route, figured out where it was going to be nice for later on whenever we come back. But look at this place here. It's actually stunning, and you can imagine back in the war, even just like walking along here, and even just back in like medieval days even, it's such a lovely city. So it's a city with like kind of two vibes to it. The whole Gothic theme is stunning. The thing I love about medieval is like it's always dead creepy, and I think this is supposed to represent marriage in some way. We did go to the parade grounds and it was all shut up, so nothing more to say about that. So after that little walk through the little canals, we decided it was time for food, and I needed a steak. And there's a little steak chain that goes through all these little towns. I forget the name of it, but it was so good. And then we just went a little dander in the evening, just as the sun was coming down. And dusk is a beautiful place in this city. It's just pretty in every corner. So grab all your photo opportunities in the evening, because the place gets really quiet and you can get some of the best images whenever there's no tourists running around. Put me in a bit of a mood for food again, so we went back and had these amazing strudels and ice creams, and then dandered through the castle on our way back to our hotel. So here during the day is absolutely rammed. There's all food places, and at night there's absolutely nothing in it. So the next day we headed towards the Alps to another magical castle, and on the way we decided we had to break up a journey, and we stopped at a place called Langenburg Castle, and its towers were once for knights and they're now sheltering a gallery of art and weird car museum artifacts. But it's a strange little mix. The people were really nice and it was cheap as chips to go and visit, and you kind of feel sorry for them that they've put so much effort into making the place. So I made sure that I took the pictures and entertained probably the people that sit here in this room all day long waiting for visitors to come. So we get into some of the little bits and pieces, took a couple of snaps, and the owners of this art gallery were just so happy to see us inside it, so it felt really hard to get out of it. And then when we finally ended up at the magical fairytale castle location after here, we kind of kicked ourselves for spending so much time in this place, because the next place is an absolute stunner, and I mean it's stunner. So without being super rude, these guys were like so excited about seeing us here. This guy had kind of Fritzl vibes, and he was a lovely man, and he wanted us just to stay in his little castle for as long as possible. But we kind of like really kicked ourselves whenever we found out that we'd spent so much time here messing around with stupid outfits, whenever we could have been seeing this place that you're going to see in a wee minute in the Alps, which is probably one of the nicest places I've been to in all my 46 years on this earth. But for now, we took these pictures, entertained the kids, and probably entertained the staff way more, just listening to probably our silly Northern Ireland accents, and they were German. It was interesting. Not all castles in the world are worth visiting. This one was kind of one of those ones. It was like 40 minutes of a detour out of where we were driving, and it's pretty much a ruined castle which they fixed up, put a load of like little bits of art in, and it was cheap to enter, but I don't know if it was worth the drive, because it was over in 2 minutes of walking around, because there's nothing really to see other than like this guy's, maybe his family's art. Did you think the guy was a wee bit creepy, like following you all around?
You must see all of my art that all of my victims have drawn in the castle.
So he used to be Fritzl-esque,
He was. Fritzl hanging right out. All the drive-ins now starting to kick in. We've 2 hours more to go to the next hotel.
Okay, so this is the place of places. It's Füssen, and it is boosting with absolutely amazing vibes. It is just such a lovely spot, probably our best place that we've visited in a long time. Our room was great, the people were really friendly, and the food was absolutely stunning. But the views, oh my goodness, were we so blessed whenever we were driving through basically the Alps, all green fields, lovely little cows, all eating beautiful looking grass that I even wanted to stop and have a little bite off myself because it looked that nice. But look at this place. It's like just something out of a little postcard. It's so pretty and it's so clean. The air's crystal clear. The skies are 100 million miles ahead of you, and there's just this amazing castle that looms over everything. It's just magical. It's one of those kind of places that you have to go to before you die. Unfortunately, tourists like ourselves all come here and make it like one of the most visited places in Germany, but it's for a really, really good reason. I think it's like 1.5 million people come here to this castle just to walk through it, and it's worth it. And you have to book to make sure you get a space, but once you get here, you will not want to leave. It's just a photographer's absolute dream. It's a little bit busy, but it's really, really well run. And anything in Germany is kind of just really, really well done. And when they build castles, they build them like this. It's an absolutely amazing spot. In World War II, they stored all the art that they stole from everybody inside this castle because it was just so well built and so hidden away.
Oh, there's the bridge moment.
What do you think, Belle? It's a wee castle that we arrived in, and it's a stunner. The only thing is, it's very touristy. It's got loads and loads of people at it, but up here is a nice wee spot because there's not many people. Look at this.
So unfortunately, you're not allowed to take any video inside the castle. We were able to take some bits and pieces outside, and we got a lot of that Instagram vibe stuff that the girls really were excited about taking. And it's impossible to take a bad picture in this place. I did take a little sneaky bit of video, and then I kind of caught myself on, thought like be respectful. And then they let you out onto the balcony to take a picture of like what this guy would have been looking at when he was grabbing his tea in the morning. But castles all around, castles aplenty.
One.
I meant, but I want you to get the view. Oh.
I don't know. One.
And then get the castle.
And this was Carrigareed Rope Bridge. Bang.
Oh, nice. Oh.
I told you you'd be fearful on this.
Wait. That's great. I love it. Oh, it's just too long. It's terrifying, like when we're on it.
Come on in.
Be ready to go.
It wasn't. It stopped off.
So there's always one person on the trip that's got an absolute fear of bridges that are over dangerous ravines with castles. And I went and done all the whole Instagram stuff, taking all the pictures from my girls so they could probably adorn their TikTok with all sorts of shots. But like, look at this place. I just could live here for the rest of my days. It's just so nice. The weather's so like beautiful. Even the way the light cuts through the trees and cuts through the
castle at about 7 o'clock, and it's like 0 people in it. It's way quieter, and it's definitely the time to come and see. You get golden hour for all the sunset pictures, and it's chef's kiss.
So after the castle, we had like literally 5 minutes before dinner service stopped. Whenever we stopped taking all our pictures, we got back from this amazing spot and had probably one of the most amazing meals of 2025. Big steaks, hot plates, tentacles of what is that, octopus? Absolutely amazing. So really recommended.
Right, so rate today.
Rate today, Lindsay. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Today was I was most excited about today. Nicest hotel.
You're gonna miss my storage.
Neuschwanstein Castle, which was the icing on the cake, and it was a good day.
It was.
Icing on the cake.
So how did you find that German mac and cheese?
The start of it's nice, the end of it's not so nice.
Well, how did you find the octopus?
Really different, but I'm really glad that I tried it.
Would you be back for more octopus suckers?
Maybe more octopus suckers in a couple of months' time, but not anytime soon. It was a nice treat.
So we've got 4 spoons with a bit of dust.
It's just soft.
So Belle's had about maybe 2 glasses of wine, and she is done. Look at the shape of this thing here. White. What were you like in Albufeira?
I know actually what were you
What were you like, Belle? What are you drinking, Lindsay?
If you're select.
If you're selected, which doesn't belong to you.
Like a big sash thing that
Who
you
owns these ones? Me?
This is the white Uno Cult
Can I
Club.
take a
The next day for another little German buffet breakfast. They are great. They really top you up for the day. And then we headed on our way into Munich itself. Just before we went, we took one last little look around the place. There's spas. This place here, we would come back to it in a heartbeat. It was so well run, family owned, and it says a lot about small little chains that you can stay in instead of staying in the big brands like the Hiltons and things like that. So definitely gets a thumbs up. Would I come back here? In an absolute heartbeat. It's so nice, but the world awaits.
It was just 10 out of 10. That was my favourite. I think it's maybe my favourite hotel ever. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice. It's such a nice wee spot. It's locally run, and there's a lot to be said about locally run businesses instead of big massive chains, because we've stayed in both and we like this more.
So just before we went away, we thought like we need to go and see Füssen one last time.
This is the town of Füssen, and it's really nice and calm. It's got the Alps behind it. It's absolutely beautiful, stunning.
So Füssen gets an absolute thumbs up. It's got all the touristy stuff that you'd want in it. It's got the castles, it's got the churches, it's got the lovely painted little buildings, and it's got all the little gifts that you can bring home as well. It's just, this place seems like it's fake because it just looks so pretty, but the reason that it's all so pretty is that it was preserved through all the different wars, and it never got damaged, it never got blown up to bits, and the place is actually just standing as it would have, and it's such a delight to walk through places like this and experience it, and not filled totally with like loads and loads of tourists as well. Even though that we were there as tourists, it's just nice that you can walk through the places. It's not super crowded, so it's definitely worthwhile visiting while you can. And I'd seen these little waterfalls over a gorge just on the outside of the town. We searched for them earlier actually, and ChatGPT led us the absolute opposite direction, so don't always trust little GPT whenever it tells you somewhere, or it will get you in trouble if you're a good wife. But we stopped off here, beautiful little spot, made my day actually just to see a bit of wilderness and beauty. So last stop of the entire trip, and it's a bit of a sad thing because it's the last stop and it's Munich, but what a beautiful, massive city. It's Gothic, it's got everything in it, and it was somehow preserved through the war again, and this place has got it all happening. It's very pretty. It's very built up, but it's got a lot of like lovely architecture. You can walk around, you can see the old churches. We went into some of them and just checked out just the build status of these places. They're amazing. Went to the little Lego places and looked at some of the touristy parts, and we knew that we had to get a flight home, so we stopped off to get ourselves some food, some beers again, and say goodbye to Germany. What a trip. What an absolute amazing place to come and visit, and it will not be my last time I come back here. People were nice, the places were stunning, the churches were beautiful, and the food was probably good, but the beer was much better. The one thing I would say is local German food didn't hit the mark for me, so maybe next time when we come back we're going to try that out and see if we can get better food than what these were. This is tourist sausage and it's just not great. What's this place called, Lindsay?
Lindsay is the most stressful panicker in the world.
And one thing I will say about Munich Airport is the place is expensive. I think I paid 16 quid for 4 drinks in this place, and 2 of those drinks were bottles of water. So couldn't wait to get home, back to Northern Ireland, back to a bit of cold weather. Thanks for watching.